good evening. Welcome to the show. This is a new departure for us this evening because we have a very special guest.
Come on.
Sorry. What is this here?
It's the outline of a body.
Yeah, well, there we are. It's a new departure for us because we've got a very special... I guess I can see what it is. Why here? Can somebody tell me, why is there a... Sorry.
Look, apparently between rehearsals and the beginning of the show, there was a murder.
A murder?
Yeah.
What, here?
No, there.
Yeah, well, everything's going really well.
Apart from the murder, obviously.
Well, obviously, apart from the murder, yeah. And, I suppose, yeah, well, anyway, as we say in the business, the show must go on.
Sorry,
I'm really sorry. I'm sure you're going to enjoy seeing tonight's show a great deal because we've got a very special guest with us tonight, a man who
unfortunately can't be with us.
Who unfortunately can't be with us. Why can't he be with us?
Because he's dead.
Dead.
Murdered.
What do you mean this? God, this is awful. I mean, I was rehearsing with him only an hour ago.
Yep.
And he was fine. I mean, he wasn't word perfect, but he wasn't dead.
Well, he is now.
But I mean, you mean this is Nat? Well, that's terrible because this is awful because he was a fantastic bloke. I mean, who could have done this? Because I mean, honestly, he was a really brilliant performer in every respect. I mean, Mel said, you said, didn't you? You said that, what a funny guy he was, and he could steal the show from us.
Well, not anymore, he won't, will he? Anyway, I'm sure you'll be finding something to enjoy in the show, ladies and gentlemen, despite the enforced absence of Nat, whatever his name was.
Yes. So you think we should go on, do you? And a big round of applause for Hank Shepherd and Trigger.
I bet he drinks Carling Black Label. So, there we are, gentlemen and lady. The new Ayushi XL20 stereo system. This is the model that we want to see up on the shelves where it belongs this Christmas. All right. Now, that's all that Derek and I have to say.
Thank God for that, I hear you say.
Okay. Any questions? No. Right, sales areas.
There is one, Alan.
What is it,
Jerry.
Jerry?
Well, what do all the buttons do?
What do all the buttons do?
Yeah, what do all the buttons on the machine do?
Well, obviously they're for working the system. Now, sales areas.
Yeah, but specifically, Alan, I mean, what does the graphic equalizer actually do?
Right, okay. Right, well, the graphic equalizer is, it's here. It's here. Now, and the main function of the graphic equalizer is simply, Eric?
What?
What does it do?
Oh, well, the graphic well, I mean, obviously it equalises your graphics.
Absolutely, absolutely. You see, in the event of your graphics falling behind at any time, this it will enable them to catch up and become equal.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it's not going to put them in the lead.
Right. Now, sales areas.
What about the function buttons, Alan, of LW, MW and all that?
Well, it's very simple, isn't it? LW, obviously, long wave. MW, medium wave. FM, AM... well, AM's obviously for listening to the radio in the morning. FM... FM, Derek.
Yeah, Alan. Well, FM, that obviously, that should be PM. That's for listening in the afternoon.
Oh,
I think a little bit's got scratched off there, you know, just off like
It was coming out of the warehouse, must have...
yeah, I know, that tape, right, that is tape, OK, and phono, that's phono, and CD aux. CD aux. Yeah, well, that is obviously, that's auxiliary CD, isn't it? That's a sort of backup CD in case your main CD breaks down.
Right, now, sales.
Alan, what about Dolby B and Dolby C?
What about bloody Dolby B and Dolby... no, well, that's a very, very good question, Dave. Dave, yeah. Very good. Well, obviously, Dolby B and Dolby C have replaced the rather outmoded Dolby A.
Which was,
Too old.
Oh, yeah, too old.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, obviously, you see your Dolby B here, your Dolby B, that's B for button. And C is, well, for cutting.
No, that's all right, because that's Dolby B, right? Dolby C.
Yeah.
That, obviously, that's because they come off to Dolby A, you see? Isn't that right? A, B, C?
A, B,
that's
C,
right,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
But what is Dolby?
Well, obviously, I mean, to go into a complex, sort of technical, detailed sort of outline of what it is at the moment would take too long. Basically, it's a very sophisticated system which allows you to listen to your cassette with the little green light on or off, according to taste. Now, sales areas.
Excuse me, what's the point of the dubbing button, Derek?
That's the point of it, that little thing that sticks out there.
What does the Mick Vol button do then?
The Mick Vol button doesn't do bugger all. Mick Vol was the bloke who invented the machine, wasn't he? Good old Mick. Right, where would you have had it? Now, sales areas.
Sorry, Derek, I'm sorry, I still don't understand why we need so many buttons.
You don't need so many buttons. I don't need so many buttons. The machine doesn't need so many buttons. The customer doesn't need so many bloody buttons. But if we don't have buttons on stereos, we don't sell them, do we?
Right.
Sales
areas.
I pick up young ladies for immoral acts. I'm a theatrical agent for South Africa.
Pass me Exhibit A, would you? Ah, yes, cannabis resin. Moroccan, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me, officer, where exactly was this discovered?
Up the defendant's back passage. And let's go straight over to our Middle Eastern correspondent, Andrew Graves.
The situation here is much as it was yesterday. There's been random sniping between the two factions on the north side of the city with heavy casualties, the exact number of which hasn't yet been ascertained, and I'd like to come home if you don't mind. From the old town comes news that anti-American feeling is running high and that several US reporters have been imprisoned without trial. For God's sake, there's a man outside the phone box now. How am I supposed to prove that I'm not an American? Rumour has it that one journalist has actually been executed. Do you hear me? I want to leave. And across the street from where I am cowering, I can see children are running towards me for help. Go away, go away. The last commercial aeroplane flew out yesterday evening. Can you hear me, James? What have I done to deserve this? Send a helicopter. I'll do the boat show. I'll even do London Plus, for God's sake. This is Andrew Graves, from somewhere bloody dangerous with his last two Dinas. James, I beg you, James.
And finally at London Zoo today, a brother for Algie the Terrapin.